How did our family come to live in Nottoway County?
They were originally from North Carolina.
Okay.
Grandpa Wagner, he was a Boilermaker in Carolina. They come to Nottoway to be farmers. Grandpa Wagner and Grandpa Cook.
Okay. What did Grandpa Cook do?
He moved from Carolina to Nottoway and married my grandma. Met my grandma and married her.
What did he farm?
And he raised tobacco.
Oh. Alright. Were there any special items with you growing up in the house that you can remember?
Had an old knife that was given to me by a friend of my daddy's when I was probably about 8 years old.
Alright, what was special about it?
And it was a handmade knife made from a bayonet.
Alright. What family involvement was there in any of the wars, like Civil War, World Wars, Vietnam, or Korea?
My uncle James Wagner was in Vietnam. My uncle Lloyd Cook was in World War II. And my daddy was in the Korean War.
What did Grandpa do in the Korea War?
He was a bomber.
Alright.
For the U.S. Air Force.
Did you know his rank or anything?
No. I don't remember.
Alright. Did any world events have any impact on the family, such as the stock market crash or the Great Depression or anything?
And my grandpa Cook, during the Great Depression.
How did it have an impact on him?
He was raising a big family and didn't, gas was rationed out. A lot of necessities like sugar and stuff you couldn't get. People were having to raise and find stuff to eat.
Didn't they own their own farm though?
No. They farmed.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But did they have like animals and stuff?
Yeah.
Alright. Did the family have any special traditions when you were growing up?
Just hunting, fishing, stuff like that.
Well, you learned that from Grandpa. Did Grandpa learn that from his dad?
I guess.
All right. Who was the oldest relative that you remember as a child?
My grandpa cooked.
What can you remember about him? I guess you remember that he was a. What did he do when he was in Carolina?
Farm.
Do you remember anything about him?
Yeah, he drove old 50 GMC pickup.
Okay.
He liked sheep pool. He'd get in moods sometimes, and he'd go in the pool room and run everybody out so he could sheep pool by himself. He was a big man.
I didn't know they had pool back then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Town crew used to have all kinds of pool halls and stuff.
Oh.
They had movie theaters, bowling alley.
Oh. Alright. What stories have been passed down from your parents or any other relative to you?
My grandpa Wagner was a trick shot
What does that mean?
with a 22. He would bet that he could strike 99 out of 100 matches.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I've never seen him shoot at anything but one time.
No.
And it was always with a 22. A hawk got in his chicken coop and was flying away with a chicken about 100 yards, and he shot it through the head with a 22. And that's the only picture that anybody's got of him
Yeah.
holding that hawk up.
Alright. Are there any special family heirlooms or photos or anything else that has been passed down within the family?
I've got some guns that was passed down to me from Dad. And my mama's got vases and bowls and an old wooden trunk that was her mama's.
Yeah.
I got my grandma cook's old dresser.
Well, all that stuff would have been.
And I got my grandma Wagner's buffet cabinet.
Well, all that stuff would have been survived through the Great Depression and stuff.
Some of it might have been.
Alright. Well, who was the most successful of the family members that you remember?
Probably Wilfred Allen Wagner.
What did he do?
He went into the army and retired from the army as a major. I think he pulled like 22 years, and then come out and then got into real estate, which was real successful on that.
Did anybody own their own businesses or anything?
My daddy owned his own body shop.
How long do you own that for?
Alan owns his own real estate business.
Wilford Allen.
Yep. And Wanda Cookie, she owned, I think it was like 3 medical businesses.
Wow. And last question, what is your full name and how did your parents come about choosing it?
David Wayne Wagner.
Alright. And how's your parents come about choosing it?
Well, Wayne is my daddy's middle name. And I was named David 2 days before I was born because Mama liked the name David.
Alright.
My grandpa called me Plop.
He called you Plop?
Yeah, Plop.
Why?
I don't know. He used to hit me on the top of the head with a cane all the time.
Alright. Well, I think that's it.